attention to Brother Kelly, Nathan Kelly, and he's going to explain our beliefs in the theme, what is the Bible about? So let's give our attention to Brother Kelly.
I thought you should know, 2 weekends ago, I was in Charlotte, and I had the pleasure of hanging out with a renowned NASCAR Hall of Fame sports writer. He was the father of a friend and the author of this book on Junior Johnson, an even more famous NASCAR guy. I asked him to sign my copy, and he graciously did. Then last week, unexpectedly, I received a package in the mail. Inside was a letter and 2 priceless commemorative issues of his newspaper containing collections of NASCAR stories. In the letter, he mentioned that these items were exclusive, never for sale, truly collector's items. He thought that as a fan who appreciates both the past and present of NASCAR, that I would enjoy them. Think about that, receiving that personal letter. When we receive a letter, especially a personal one, it's something meant just for us. It's not mass-produced or generic. It comes from the heart of the sender. And I really wanted to read those stories, but I had a talk that I had to put together. The topic of the talk is, what is the Bible about? And well, I just couldn't help but see the similarities here. The Bible is akin to a personal message, a letter in the form of a collection of stories from our Creator. And he uses this letter to tell us about the creation of the earth and the heavens. He does something really important also. He tells us his name. And that's found at Psalms 83:18. And it tells us more than just his name. It says, "May people know that you, whose name is Jehovah, you alone are the Most High over all the earth." So he wants people to know about him. He's inviting humans to get to know him. He wants us to learn all of the exciting things about what that name, Jehovah, means. In this letter, we see Jehovah being slandered by his enemies. Keep losing my place. And accused of being a terrible ruler. But the Bible explains that God has been willfully misrepresented, and it shows how he will restore his reputation. The Bible reveals God's purpose for mankind and the earth. It shows how, by means of his kingdom, God will eliminate the causes of human suffering in the future. But these aren't just stories about history or promises for the future. Well, as is appropriate for our Creator in a letter from our Creator, it gives us practical advice for our daily lives. For example, it's found at Matthew 7:12. It talks about how to maintain good relationships, and you may have heard of this as the golden rule. All things, therefore, that you want men to do to you, you also must do to them. And another example on the previous page, Matthew 6:34, talks to us about how to deal with stress. It says, "So never be anxious about the next day, for the next day will have its own anxieties. Each day has enough of its own troubles." And it also talks about how we can enjoy a happy marriage. At Ephesians 5:33, it says, "Each one of you must love his wife as he does himself. On the other hand, the wife should have deep respect for her husband." So this is just a small snippet of the practical advice that we can find in that letter from our Creator. Receiving that personal letter and priceless memorabilia made me feel valued and deepened my connection to something that I already loved. Similarly, the Bible is not just an ancient book. It's a personal letter from Jehovah God, reaching out to us, offering us the opportunity to get to know him, to understand his purpose, to apply his wisdom in our lives, It offers practical advice, restores hope, and reassures us of his love and intentions for our future. In the same way that my friend's father's stories will give me rare insights into a pastime that I love, the Bible gives us rare and invaluable insights into the God who created us and loves us and wants the best for us. It's truly a treasure, not just for those who lived thousands of years ago, but also for each one of us today.
Thank you very much, Brother Kelly. I really appreciated your introduction and how you naturally walk that into how the Bible is like a letter, but a letter from Jehovah and how it benefits us. Because we all like to get, I don't know, do you like to get text messages? Sometimes you get overboard with it, but you know, we always like to hear from someone. Like Brother Kelly, he had enthusiasm about receiving this package because obviously he likes racing and he likes that genre. But then he really helped us appreciate that the Bible is just like a letter, and that it provides a lot of things for us to understand how important it is, how we can apply Bible principles to improve our lives. I really appreciate the last part we mentioned about reflecting on stories that you were told by someone who was older, and how reading the Bible and then reflecting on what you're reading is like that. You know, we can draw comfort. Your study point was number 2, conversational manner, and you were. You weren't overly casual, but I thought you did a very, very fine job in delivering that information. So we look forward to your next assignment as well. Well, that brings us to conclusion of this part of our meeting, and I got the information